ほう、夏で引っかかるのか。
No, they were shut. Most of the windows were really hard to open anyway. They're stifling in summer. They were painted over by my dad. Could have left a door open accidentally. Or there's a cat flap in the back door.
前も言ってたけど、何、猫ってそんな関係してんの？多分それじゃ出てこないんだよな。猫なんで猫に対してこんなに引っかかるんだよ。おかしいだろ。
No, no cat. My parents had a cat before they died called Domino.
割とおかしくはないの
It
か。
was this little black thing with white dots. And we never did anything about the cat flap, but if you were thin, you could maybe squeeze through it.
ドミノ。
Squeeze through it.
猫が猫用の入り口通れるのは当たり前ではって言うけど、よく太った猫が入り口を通れないのは見てるけどな。
When we weren't together, we'd send secret messages by tapping out a code that we'd learned from a book. The knock code. Something prisoners of war would use. We'd tap them out on radiator pipes or the attic floor. Dad thought we had mice, but they couldn't find any. Bought a cat anyway.
やめろ、モールス出されるとわかんねえよ。解読がめんどくせえじゃねえか。解読しなくてもいいよね。ダメだから。
We loved our cat, Domino. He had this little bell around his neck to stop him from killing birds in the garden. And we used to write each other notes and put them in the bell, and we could send them to each other. Mum found some of the notes once, and she thought I was just writing to myself because our handwriting was identical. And we had our own words for things, so she didn't quite understand them anyway.
ごめん、ちょっとあんまり話聞いてなかったんだけど、なんだっけ、イブともう一人の姉の方の名前を何回か叫んで床に突っ伏してテーブルを叩いてっていうのを、あの映像のモールス、あれがモールスだった場合くっそめんどくさいんだけど、そんなことないよな。で、ああ、なるほどね。鈴の中にメモ。
Just writing to my
疑われなかった。暗号めいた言葉も使っていた。違うよね。モールス解かなくても楽ちんな仕様であってほしい。とりあえずドミノか。まあ出てこねえよな。まあ出てこねえよな。もう絶対モールスじゃんこれ。モールスやんけ。多分。どうするよ。他になんかないかな。嫌なんだけどあれ解読するの。あ、データベースチェッカーってそういうこと？めちゃめちゃデータあるじゃん。どうすんの？絶対見切んねえじゃんこんなの。どうしよう。割と行き詰まったな。あ、容疑者で違うの出てくるんだ。5秒。
Okay. So you want to eliminate me as a suspect?
これ服違うけどイブ
That should eliminate me as a suspect. If I was in Glasgow, can't be in two places at once.
グラスゴー。あー、なんか聞いたな。出てくるね。10個も見つかる。
So I got in the car and I drove. And just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could. When I finally stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow. I was so tired. Just had to sleep.
まあ多分モールス解読する必要ねえな。何か確信に迫るのであれば必要だろうけど、そもそもまあ何も説明なしに始まったゲームではあるけど、もし解読がエンディングにたどり着くに必要であれば、それなりのソフトは多分入ってるよね。もしかすれば必要なのであれば。ここは裏要素的なものだからないとメタ的な考えで見ていいかな。まあ、他に調べられるものが出てきたからね。
Yes. I got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car. I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from a payphone, and then headed back. No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning.
グラスゴーでも絞り切る何かが欲しいな。
When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted. The streets were empty. I was driving badly. And I hit a taxi. Not a big crash, just paintwork. The guy was so pissed off because I didn't have a driving license on me. But when I told him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out. It was fine. The hospital must have details when I was looked at. There's a scratch on the car.
病院、タクシー、まあ出てこないだろうけど、あ出てくるんだ。まあ調べてみるもんだな。
Asked the hospital.
それだけ？その映像いる？これだって別の映像ファイルだよね。あれ？これ待って、
Asked the hospital.
これとこれってほとんどどころか一緒だよね。
Asked the hospital.
33秒。あ、そんなことねえな。この前に話してたのか。
I don't see how it's hard. We've established I was in Glasgow when he was killed. You've spoken with the hospital?
病院には連絡したと。病院で確認を取れってことだね。
It's like
ア
I
リ
told
バイ
you
のために。
before. I drove. I took the car and drove. I don't have my own car, but I have a spare set of keys. I just drove north. I wanted to think, put some space between me and them. Everything I told you before is true. I stopped at Glasgow. I was tired, exhausted. I pulled out and I hit a car. My car was okay, but I was worried about the baby, so I went to A&E to get the okay. Everything was fine. Slept in the car. When I woke, I tried to call Hannah from a payphone. She wasn't answering. And then I decided to drive back. I had decided that she was more important to me than Simon.
待て待て、普通に話してるけど、お前はいつ妊娠したんだ？まあ出てくるよな。グラスゴータクシー、まあ関係はないよな、あんまり。まあとりあえずはこれを見るか。
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married.
もう妊娠したわじゃなくてさ、あ、でもこれ花か。
No. I lost the baby. I had a miscarriage at 8 months. We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after.
ああ、なるほど。
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, a dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
うん。
Yes, I'm fine. I won't be sick again. This happens some days. I'm pregnant. It's morning sickness.
でもお前バレるやん。違う人物、同一人物じゃないってことが。
No. Well, yes. You found out on my birthday. I told him I was pregnant.
俺がこのファイル開く前に妊娠したことを隠せばって言ったのに、こいつバラしたやん、誕生日に。嘘だろ。
Can you imagine? I tried. I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen. I slept with so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers had. I was pretty ill. I mean, how could we stay the same now? Felt like Hannah had really fucked things up. Set us down separate paths. We had become different. I think it was that time, the first time at the house, in his bed, that I got pregnant. Amazing, right? This fucking magic sperm. And they say lightning doesn't strike twice. I didn't tell him. I missed 3 periods. I had pretty irregular periods anyway, but 3. I had always thought we were infertile. Both of us. I didn't tell him. Just waited. So Hannah and I were meeting for our birthday, and I told her because I thought she would be happy for us both. I think she was.
ん待って。2人とも子供が産めない体だと思っていたから。2人ともエリックはいやそんなわけないよな。隠してるよな普通は。あ、イブダ出てこねえんだ。はあ。んじゃあ残りの8クリップは何で出てくるんだ。花か。花で2個消したか。じゃあ残り6か。流産でも出てくるんだ。
Then my parents died. It was the worst year of my life. A miscarriage and then my parents.
これは10年前の話だね。
Yeah. They'd gone to bed feeling ill, thinking it was flu or something. The neighbour called me, I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed. And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed. Just awful. It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck.
待て待て、誰が死んだって？えそっか、この表現っていうか演出が入るのはちょっと置かないとあれか。警察が来てるんだよな。でももうこの時点であれじゃない？花かイブのどっちかじゃないの？寝たままな亡くなってた。誰が死んだのこれ？
Yeah. I mean, I was infertile. Thought I was. They told me I was infertile after the miscarriage because of complications. Yeah. No one had noticed.
うーん。
Yeah.
警察でも出てくるんだ。ただあんま関係はなさそうだな。
I haven't been into work. I've been. I mean, I guess I've just been waiting to hear from you, hear from my husband. It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out. I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
誰の？地下室。
Needed, and
なるほど。
the whole thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen. You could probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need. Dad used to grow mushrooms there. The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape. I think it was ours.
花が隣で死んでたうんぬんって言ってたけど、その後警察に通報したうんぬんを言ってたっけ？ってなければ花がバラしたっていう隠蔽したっていう説がちょっと濃厚になってくるけど、なわけないよな。
Fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people had been there through my things. It's like I'd been burgled. I mean, worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't lived in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out. And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So,
なんかいろいろ話が入ってこないんだけど、なんかこの混ぜてる時コップの底ザラザラしすぎじゃねえ音がじゃなくてさ、別に死体云々は亡くなっていたの云々は関係ないか。とりあえずこれだけ見るか。
it happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
それ映像で言っちゃダメじゃねこれ取り調べだろ。出てくるよな。死体と時計か。
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes. I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policemen. I found the body. His body didn't look real. His throat didn't look like his throat had been cut. And then his glasses, there's these thick glasses. It doesn't always wear.
ん？持っているけどかけてなかった。おい、また歌あるじゃねえか。これ聞く必要あるのか？待て待て待て。先にこっちを見させてくれ。ねえわ。これだよな。こいつが自供したの。これ間違ってやっちゃったんだけど、これ一応保存しとこうか。じゃあ聞くかしょうがねえ、歌を。お前好きだな、本当に。
Yes, the only tune that the field could play was all the dreadful wind and rain. Anything you sing may be used as evidence against you.
いや、曲調に対して歌詞が過激すぎるだろ。なるほどな。もうちょいこの話から引っ張り出せそうだな。赤ちゃん。
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday. We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby that became. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
話した時期は結構前だな。にしてもこの話はあれだよね。流産する前の話だろうね。
From when I woke up. Okay. I woke up. Simon was already up, and he made me birthday breakfast of eggs Benedict. We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake. Children sang me happy birthday. Then I came home. The birthday meal was a takeaway, and Simon gave me his present, which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. It turned into a big argument. Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left.
これは口論になった日か。要はサイモンが出て行った日のことを言ってるのかな。お、出てきた。
What did your wife do? She didn't kill you. You think I killed Simon because he was having an affair? Well, I didn't kill him. I wasn't even there. I was in Glasgow worrying about whether my baby was still growing inside me. I mean, why would I kill Simon? I loved him.
いやどうなんだろう。殺したりなんかはしない。まあ事実浮気ではないのかもしれんからな。花とイブでは2人の関係だったらなんだろう、浮気とかこんな出てくんの7つ。
She's crying, I guess. She's sad because she thought she saw her husband with another woman. But it's okay because she finds out it wasn't her husband, it was his brother. And so it's fine.
見間違いの遠さで殺したとかないよね。
An affair. Simon wasn't having an affair.
いやそういうことじゃないんですよ。
No, I have never been unfaithful. I've never cheated on Simon.
別にそういうことが聞きたいわけじゃないんですよ。
Have I ever cheated on Simon? You asked that question yesterday. Simon never cheated on me. He was devoted to me, and I was devoted to him. Nothing in life is easy. We were good to each other. Life isn't a fairy tale. Do what you can.
まあ今情報が分かってて調べてないのはもともと学校にいたこととサイモンに弟がいたってことぐらいだな。あんまり関係があるようには思えないんだけどな。だよな。ないよな。目撃ね。
I think so. I mean, to get into our garden, we'd have to climb through other gardens. All the gardens back onto each other, so you'd have to climb over 1, 2, 3 gardens to get to ours. I mean, did anyone see anything? Did anyone see anyone come and go? An intruder?
なんか遠ざかっている気がするな。 つながりそうでつながらない、このすごいもどかしい感じ。まあ半分もいってないか。そうだな、詰めるとすれば